right, welcome everybody. It is Dave Baker, the investment biker here. This morning I'm having a conversation with a couple local business owners. We've got Gabe Fortmann, he's with Academy Mortgage here in Frederick, and we've got Jenn Zamora, and we are in her beautiful place. This is Urbana Advanced Aesthetics. This is in the Casabella Commons in the Villages of Urbana. So today what we thought we would do is basically just have a conversation about small business during this crazy time. What else do we call it? There's a lot of different things we've had to adjust, not only mentally, physically, business-wise, but every part of our life has changed. And as business owners, we have to be willing to change, keep that growth mindset, see things as challenges. And with that, what have you experienced so far with COVID, Gabe?
Everybody experiences the pandemic a little bit differently, right? I mean, some people get hit with it very hard and it's awful. And some people have their experience with it where they don't have any symptoms whatsoever and they just go on about their day. I mean, but really on an everyday basis, the things that everybody is affected with is the stores, going to the stores, not having stuff, waiting in lines, taking precautions. Do I have to wear this here? Do I, work? So there is a lot of that, and the mental stress. How's it going to affect my job in the future? How's my employer doing? How is it, so it's great, I think, to come here, speak with Jennifer, talk about how she can help you get through this pandemic. Yeah. And, the biggest question that I have, we'll get to that in a minute, but I mean, we should introduce Jennifer, right? Who are you and what brought you here and why Urbana Advanced Aesthetics?
So I moved here from Bangkok, Thailand, where my husband was stationed over there. They were doing medical research for HIV and tropical medicine. And I had a practice there as well. I built a pretty large practice within the expat community. So I apprenticed under this amazing plastic surgeon and I learned so much. And we decided to retire here out of Maryland, and Frederick became our home, or Urbana became our home. Right. And my husband was on a 13-month deployment and he said, you know what, go ahead, set your roots, start the business. We originally started the clinic with only 1,000 square feet. We are now up to a little over 2,000 square feet now with the business itself.
So what year did you get started here?
We opened the doors January 2nd of 2019.
Wow,
cool. And I mean, you're not the only veteran, or your husband's not the only veteran in the family. You also served.
I did, and as well as you did, Gabe,
And
Dave. Yeah, everybody. And so we are very much of community type people. Mm-hmm. And those of us that have been in the military, we're very used to becoming friends with people a little bit easier because they end up becoming your family. Here in the clinic, we wanted that same aspect. So we wanted people to come in and feel like they were at home or they were just hanging out with friends. We didn't want a stuffy type of feeling, and not saying that that's bad, but for us, we are just very boisterous and we like to have fun, but we like to do it in a safe environment as well. So we've been able to achieve it.
Yeah, you bring up a good point with, I think veterans in general, people that have served, tend to have a little bit more, I would call it grit. When things come at us that are unexpected, we can't control, it's number one, focus on what you can control.
Yes.
Find that pivot point, find that different way to do business that keeps everybody employed and keeps things going. And that's a big thing I've seen, in small business is from, your Pump and Ride restaurant across the way, the community support and doing curbside delivery and just changing that business model and embracing it because things are different. You have to.
And I feel like COVID has kind of changed that for all of us in a sense that it almost stopped the world to have you figure out what's really important in your life. Who are those people that are really important in your life? And, it also makes you look at even the older generation now. A lot of times we would all finish high school, either join the military, go to college, you leave, you start your own family, and then maybe you'll visit grandma at Christmas, or Hanukkah or Ramadan or any of these other holidays, and you're just there with everybody. But now we're forced to sit back and go, oh my gosh, I can't see that person when it's convenient for me anymore. And I feel like a lot of families are becoming a lot closer.
Yeah.
Or then again too, they're kind of pushing away. But I feel like for the most part, it really does, it's showing everybody what our priorities really are now.
It really does take a village anymore, right?
Yeah.
And family should be the first part of that village. And I think we are getting back to that more nowadays, where we have to help one another out.
Yes.
I mean, kids are doing school from home. How do you work from home and take care of kids and
we all have young kids in school.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
You know, the virtual learning and all that, and the stresses that brings. But my grandfather just passed away last week. He was 97 years
I'm so
old.
Sorry.
And he was a veteran. He was in the Navy, and we knew it was coming. But it's one of those things. When he was on lockdown in Florida, how do we communicate with my grandfather?
Right.
And to be able to be in this time and age where we have the technology that we put an Amazon Echo in his room, we can call it.
Right.
He was a piano player. My kids play piano, so they were able to play piano for him, the Sunday before he ended up passing away, and
amazing.
Still have that face to face.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's important. You need to stay in contact with people and maintain those family relationships.
Well, people naturally are not meant to be alone. And so I know here for us too at the clinic, we take that as a holistic approach. So when we're treating patients, we want to know what their family life is like. We want to know what their job is like, because all of those things play a part in how we do our treatment plans.
Yeah.
So we really want that family aspect, and I know you both are the same way, and I love that. I really do, because we're not meant to be alone, you know?
Not at all. And not to bring the conversation back to business, but Urbana Advanced Aesthetics, I know a little bit of what you do, but I mean, let's tell everybody everything that you do.
Right.
So that, because I know you do a lot more than I think you do.
Yes, and I think the name of the clinic is a little misleading in the sense of when people think of aesthetics, they think of facials or waxing or those kind of things. And yes, that does entail all of that. But what we do is we take it a holistic approach. And by that, I mean, we work on you from the inside out. So whether that's with medical grade collagen treatments, IV therapy, as far as like wellness goes, especially at this time with everybody's immune systems being out of whack because everybody's been inside and isolating and all of these things, we offer vitamin bags in order to help build your immune system, so that way you can go out, go to Walmart, go to Giant, go to wherever you need to go, and have your immune system be strong enough that when you're wearing your mask and you're around other people, that you just have that extra little boost that you could give.
Is this a vitamin pack you were talking about? What is
no,
this?
so this is actually a treatment that we do, contactless COVID treatments. So if you have gone through a drive-through COVID testing center and you've tested positive, but you're not sick enough yet to go to the hospital, so we offer at-home treatment packs. And in those packs, it includes a month's supply of vitamin C, a month's supply of zinc, a Z-Pack, and hydroxychloroquine. And what those do is those help to strengthen up your immune system again, because with this virus, a lot of it is this fatigue that people get, and they are just almost feeling like they have this weighted blanket on them. And once we've medically cleared them to make sure that they have no allergies, we can actually just drop it off on their doorstep. And so it's completely contactless. And then we do telemed appointments with them just to follow up and see how everything is going.
Cool.
So we also offer injectable treatments as well. So we offer Botox, Dysport, Juvederm products, as well as Restylane products. We do almost every type of facial that is out there. We offer full body laser hair removal. Our laser hair removal is actually pain-free.
Wow.
Yes.
How about that, Dave?
I could finally get my back taken care of.
Maybe then we'd see that tattoo at the pool.
You won't have your fuzzy sweater surrounding it. We offer full makeup services, but it's not always just the aesthetic side or looking well. A lot of things that we do are also corrective. So just because we do injectables, it doesn't mean that it's always to just get rid of wrinkles or other things. We have patients that have had surgery and nerves have been severed or other things. And so what we do is we actually use those medications to help lift everything and put things back to where that they were.
Cool.
So
And these things are so important. We talked about that resiliency or getting through trials and tribulations, and a lot of that starts with taking care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually.
Yes.
To making sure that you're in a sound position so that you can take care of your family, so that you can, take care of your children, to run your business. And it's, places like Urbana Advanced Aesthetics that can give you that extra part of taking care of yourself, not just throwing makeup on and getting out there.
Right.
But having treatments and vitamins and stuff so that you can be your best self, as you always say.
We did tattoo removal as well. I mean, think about it. When you're young and you're getting tattoos in places, and then you realize when you're in more of a corporate type of environment, that is
the 8 balls on the back of the hand
exactly
aren't good.
exactly. And so we have multiple ways to help treat that for patients. It's just been an amazing ride. I mean, we live in the neighborhood as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
One of the things I keep thinking of is, I think, therefore I am. And if people are down and their mental focus is down and they just feel run down, then they can come here and get an IV treatment, right?
Yes.
Now, an IV treatment might be scary to a lot of people. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so...
Like in the military, we've all been exposed to IV bags.
Yes.
But
we
that
know
was
all
usually
about
because you had a little too fun the night before and you gotta go PT.
But how is this a part of like an actual wellness treatment? Like the deeper side to it?
All right. So actually, this came about for selfish reasons. So I myself have quite a few autoimmune issues. I've been on chemo for the last 5 years because of them, and my body does not absorb vitamins the same way as everyone else does. And so if I don't have certain vitamins, I get very, very sick. And in the county here, we have a lot of patients as well that have Lyme's disease or other type of autoimmune issues, or they're heavy like athletes, and they work out super hard. Sometimes your gut doesn't break down all of those vitamins correctly, and in order to get a boost, we will give it to you straight to the vein. So it goes right into the bloodstream, and we customize all the bags. So when I say that we customize the bags, we figure out what your needs are, and then we add in the vitamins. And all the vitamins are water soluble. So that means if you do HIIT or any of these other really heavy workouts where they have competitions, you can't, what they call doping. This doesn't count as that because they are water soluble vitamins. So I have a lot of athletes that come in to just build up their immune system so that they're really strong and they're hydrated and ready to go. We do sometimes partner with gyms, and we go out there and set up everything that they need, and we go ahead and hydrate.
So when somebody comes here and they want to get the intravenous treatments, they come to this awesome room, they have a TV to watch, you sit them down, you hang the bag, and how long does the treatment take? And how long do the effects, and how quickly do they feel it?
Sure, so it depends on the treatment itself. And luckily up here in our infusion center, all of the chairs
much
are
better
6
word, infusion center.
Oh, it is, it's our infusion center. So up here, all of the chairs are actually 6 feet apart, and I didn't plan that. I actually had that way before COVID started, and it just so happened that it worked so perfectly. But what we do, we'll have a nurse up here, or one of our techs up here ministering the IVs. All the bags are prepared once the patient has arrived, so that way we know and what we customize for them. But yeah, they sit back, there's hooks on the walls. The flat screen up here has everything.
And these are reclining couches and everything?
Yeah, so they're all
controls.
Yeah, so there's USB ports in all the couches. They are electronic, and they also have wireless docking stations as well. There's also little reading lights if we need to hook anything up, cup holders if you'd like something to drink. restroom is right out there because after you get your bag, you're going to have to go.
Right.
So we tried to accommodate it and make it feel comfortable. I didn't want it to feel clinical.
No.
And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just for me and my clientele, we want a more like at-home kind of feeling.
Absolutely. That's awesome. What else? You're a local supporter of local businesses, Urbana Dance. You help. My stepdaughter is big Urbana Dance thing, and you both supported them going to a European competition. That was awesome.
Even as a kid myself, I did tap, jazz, ballet. I was a cheerleader. Nobody would ever thought I would join the Army, especially my parents. But it has kind of made me a little more well-rounded in the sense of that I didn't really grow up in the best neighborhood, but I did have those other avenues to keep me in line.
Yeah.
And
speaking of the small businesses and support, that's something as business leaders we should continue to do.
Every day.
We talk about the restaurant industry, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We're, Gabe's in mortgage industry, I'm in finance, you're in wellness. The virus and the shutdown and everything affects everybody so differently. And I know me personally, I know you and you do the same thing, but look for opportunities to support those small businesses that don't really have a pivot option.
Right.
And as business leaders, we have to do that.
Right.
And support those that support us.
Because if we don't do it, who's going to do
it?
Right.
And
it takes a village.
It really does, though.
It really does.
Yeah.
I think from the 80s, 90s to the early 2000s, everything was such a big corporation, right? So you would go to whatever drive-through, you would, everything was just these big operations. And I feel like now we're kind of getting back to that small town feel where we're able to support our neighbors with each other. And when you do that, you get to know your customers so much better.
And you get better service.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like when like you're talking about in custom making this bag, right? There's an established process. There's understanding what's important to that person and then delivering something that's perfect for what they need specifically.
Yes.
And, we were talking about how COVID was like that hard stop. Sometimes our lives get so busy and we're running our businesses, we're picking up kids, we're going here, there. COVID gave us a stop.
Oh, they slapped it right in the face.
Talking about what is important to us, the family, the friendships, the people in our lives, social, distancing, physical distancing.
Right.
We have to keep that social aspect alive.
Yes.
For our mental health. And we've got you for the physical health and those things, financial health, money health, putting your things in places where they should go.
Well, even as we sit here, we're 6 feet apart. But we're still together, so social distance, but still be,
physical distance. You have to have that social interaction.
Yes.
Well, this is great. This is great. This has been great. I really appreciate you clearing things up for me and telling us all about this. And Dave, thanks for inviting me over.
Yeah.
Thank
the investment
you,
biker.
The biker man. I know we've all kind of known each other for a little while, and I do appreciate the opportunity that you guys are letting me explain exactly what we do here, and the fact that you can help with investments. Do you need a house?
Interest rates
Do you want some vitamins?
I want to continue these kind of conversations and bring some other local businesses in and just have these fireside chats. We could do something. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for supporting our small businesses here in the area. We can't do it without the support. We are making it our commitment to support others as well. So join us in giving back to our community and making sure that we continue to beat this virus, to stay healthy, to stay well. Dave Baker, the Investment Biker, out.